Here on CJ Honesty, we will not tolerate the following: disrespect of religious beliefs, sexual orientation, sexism, racism, and colorism. All the isms, alright? Thank you.
Just being honest. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Honesty, CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty, CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. Just being honest. Nothing but the truth.
So last time on episode 2, part 1, how does social media impact romantic relationships? We touched on the pros and the cons, and we also touched on the addictions to social media, trust issues, not giving your partner enough attention, exes and past lovers contacting you, the illusion that being with one person is not good enough. And here we are with part 2. We're going to touch on a couple of more things on this episode.
Alright, so what you mentioned about the illusion of being with one person is not enough, I want to add on to how sometimes people, when they're in a relationship, they keep their options open, which in regards to social media, when you have social media, a lot of platforms, you're able to contact anyone you want. Anyone, it doesn't matter who they are. So, social media, like we mentioned in part 1, that it's a lot of temptation online. So, sometimes men and women keep their options open, especially when you have an argument or something going on with your significant other. You're having some arguments, or you hit a rough patch or a spot in the relationship. Then you may turn to the other person that you're talking to on the low on social media, which is a no-no when you're in a relationship. And a lot of people do that. Even married couples, they may keep their options open with maybe an ex or even with someone they're friends with, and that's not really that will definitely break up a relationship, a bond that you have with someone. And this makes me think about how some people have that mindset of putting their eggs all in one basket, or not putting their eggs all in one basket, because that's an old saying, but I've been in a situation, I'm going to bring something up where this is personally from my experience, that I was talking to an older guy, and I really liked him, and I really wanted a relationship with him, but at the time he didn't want one. He just wanted to hang out and vibe and all that. So in the beginning, that's what we wanted, but then I really started liking him and stuff. Emotions all get involved, your feelings, whatever. So that happened. Then during our one conversation we had, he mentioned that even though he's talking to me or whatever, and that he want to be with me, he's still going to end up talking to other women if he goes to a club or kickback, whatever, wherever he goes. And I got upset because I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. And even though we weren't in a relationship, he basically said he don't want to put his eggs all in one basket. And I guess during that time, since we weren't in a relationship, he felt like maybe he didn't have to do that with me. But if I'm feeling someone, then I usually disregard everybody else, shut down everybody that tries to talk to me or have interest in me, and then I just stick with that person. That's how I am. I deal with one person at a time, which I think is easier for me. But some people don't. Some people are able to deal with multiple people at the same time. In that case, my point is that his mindset is that he didn't want to put his eggs all in one basket. Excuse me. So, do you agree with that statement of not putting your eggs all in one basket when you're in a relationship with someone. Well, in my case, that was a situationship. Like, and I wouldn't want to be involved again. I wouldn't do that. Just saying.
Yeah,
Just like
I would say I don't necessarily agree. Maybe depending on the two people, as far as keeping all your eggs in one basket, maybe that can be for the beginning of a relationship between two people. If you're just in the talking stage and you feel like you don't owe that person necessarily a degree of faithfulness, if that's your mindset, I can see how somebody can have that kind of mindset. Me personally, I like to focus on one person at a time. I don't like juggling um, my different people that I'm interested in. I like to focus one thing at a time, just period in my life. So I would say if somebody is in the mind state of they don't necessarily have full trust in someone, or they definitely they're searching for themselves, or they're searching for themselves in their dating life. They're trying to see what they like and who they like and what kind of characteristics that they like in a person or what they want in a person. Then I can kind of see how somebody keeps their options open. But only, and I can only really see that somebody doing that in the beginning of a relationship. Once it becomes something to where the two people actually agree upon, okay, this is something official, or obviously the two people start to have feelings for one another, or obviously it's getting serious up to the point where you need to sit down and discuss what you're doing or what the situation is between you two. Then of course you leave all the other options away. And as far as having options on social media, I would say the same goes for that. You definitely don't really want to be. I guess some people would keep liking other people's pictures, and you might be in somebody's DM while you're still in the beginning stages of talking to someone. But I think once it gets to a serious stage with someone, you definitely don't need to be in somebody's DM. And I hear different opinions about this, but some people say you shouldn't be liking other people's pictures. Some people say it's okay.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what's your opinion on that?
Well, I want to mention something for those who don't know what DM means. It means direct messages. Also, I mentioned it previously about a situationship. A situationship means, for those who don't know, that when you're talking to someone and it's like you're in a relationship, but it's not official. There's no titles in the situationship, and that's why it's a situation with someone, and it's a ship. So like relationship, situationship, that's what it's called. For those who don't know. Now, getting back to what you mentioned about, I like to bring up. I do agree with you about the part where you said like in the beginning of a relationship, you mentioned that a lot of people still are
in people's DMs.
Yeah, in people's DMs.
Liking pictures.
Yes, so I agree with that. But then when it starts becoming serious, that's when it's like, okay, you shut that down. Like that's unless it's like what we said in part one, if it's business purposes, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that in regards to businesses. But that's it. That's how. Yeah, I agree with that. With how you feel. I'm on the same page with that part. Exactly. So what I was thinking, though, I was thinking another situation that I was in where I was talking to someone. Come to find out, when we were video chatting, they were looking at pictures on social media, I believe, of someone they used to talk to while we were video chatting. So I don't that's being like that's I guess because that person didn't want to put their all their eggs in one basket. So I mean, you have people who in the part one we talked about people coming connecting with people from the past, which can happen as well. But actually, I mean, during that time, if you're talking to someone, I don't think that's a bad thing, though. During that time, do you agree or disagree?
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if
Mhm.
you're keeping your options open as long as it's in the beginning stages. But like I said before, once things get serious, all that playing around and keeping your options open needs to stop. If you're trying to be serious with somebody.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
Correct?
Yes. You know what I mean? Okay, so, but to each their own. If you want to keep your options open, we're not knocking that because I've been on both sides of the coin. I've kept my options open because people be playing games.
A lot of people play different games. I guess because they have trust issues.
We too old for that.
Yeah, once you get to a certain age, I think you definitely. I don't even think you really should be keeping your options open. I think you should kind of be focusing on one person and kind of lay that down with someone that you meet. Yeah. So, see, do you have any more opinions on your options being open?
Yeah, so I do. So I want to go back to when I mentioned about how we're too old to keep playing games, and when I say that some people's goal is to get married and have kids. Why keep your options open if that's the goal? Everybody's goal is not the same. So some people may want to get married and not have kids, or vice versa. But that's the thing. I don't respect anyone who, if that's their goal, I don't respect anyone who still keep their options open. Because they what? Because they want more. Where we mentioned part one, where someone wants more than one person, and you can't be greedy. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I like cake too. I like chocolate cake specifically with the with some chocolate chips on top. Anyways, I know I'm getting off, like, I'm talking about food right now, but it's like getting back to what I was saying. So I don't understand that. If you feel like in your heart this is someone you can see yourself with and build something with someone, businesses and everything, an empire, then why keep your options open? Why? That's a waste of time.
I believe it is. It's definitely, in my opinion, a waste of time. It's either one or the other. Either you're living a single life and you're talking to multiple people, or you are in a committed relationship, or you're in a situation where you're serious with somebody and you're seriously trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
I think that you should be in that mindset once you get a certain age. My opinion, around at least the age 30, maybe. The average age, I think, is when you should pretty much start getting serious. But that might be young, considering to some people that might be young. 40 for some people nowadays.
40?
Yeah.
I'm trying to settle down by 30. I have like basically 2 years left.
You're getting up there.
I am. I know I don't look like it. Thank the Lord. That's because of that black don't crack.
Black Lives Matter?
No. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I slipped that in there.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
unacceptable.
not what we're talking about today, are we?
No.
No, that's not what we're talking about. Let me say it again. Black Lives Matter. Anyway.
Yeah, Black Lives.
Anyways, so let's talk about the illusion that someone else's life or relationship is better than yours by looking at social media, Instagram, or your Facebook or your Twitter.
Okay.
I think that definitely if you're having a hard time, if you're in a situation where you're not in a good place in your relationship, if you're arguing, You just got done fighting with each other, and now you find yourself on the phone, and now you're scrolling up and
Mhm.
down your phone, especially with Instagram. You're looking at pictures, you're looking at single people, and your mind starts to wonder. You're looking at other people's relationships, and you see them at the having a vacation. They're all the way in California. They're in Vegas. They're across seas somewhere,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're appearing to have a good time. And you can't judge that because it's social media. It's media. You don't know if it's their real life. You don't know if they're actually living a happy life. Not to say that you just should think negatively about every situation. I think you can also make that a positive thing. Like, hey, these people are going out there on vacation, they're enjoying each other time. Maybe we can do that.
Yeah, I agree with what you said about going on vacations
Mhm.
because on social media a lot of people leave their locations on,
Mhm.
and I personally I look at sometimes I look at where people go, and that's just for your own information,
Mhm.
to where maybe even though sometimes people compare themselves to other couples, which can be a bad thing. It can be a positive where in regards to where if they're going somewhere, they can provide that information. Maybe that can motivate the your that can motivate you and your partner to go to those places.
Mhm.
And that's the thing about social media. It's a lot of information online too, and social media.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you can't believe everything that people post, but when it comes to visiting places, I think that's good for it.
Yeah, take what you
Mhm.
can from it.
Mhm. And I also think when it comes to comparing yourself to other couples, that can lead to not well in a negative. If you compare yourself in a negative way, let's say you see a couple that's fit. It's a lot of fit couples. You know anybody? You know any couples that are fit?
Not off the top of my head, I definitely don't know
Trying
their
to think.
names. I think
Yeah.
I might follow a couple, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure like their exact names. I can't name them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I believe there's one athlete by the name of Nate Robinson, if I'm
I
not
don't know who that is.
mistaken. He's a basketball player
Oh.
or a retired basketball player.
Okay.
I think him and his girlfriend are very into fitness and everything if you look them up.
Okay. So let's take them for example. If anyone knows them, or take him for example. So you see a couple that's fit, right? And
Mm.
then you compare like yourself to how you view
Girlfriend.
you and your partner.
Mm.
So if you view in a negative way, you may think, oh, we don't look that good.
Mm.
Um, like I wish we looked like them.
Mm.
You start and then that's when you become envy of others.
Mm.
That can create envy. And but on the flip side, and on the positive note, that can help motivate you as well to get fit
Mm.
because those couples usually showcase their fitness, their exercises online stuff,
Mm.
their
Routines.
routines.
Mm.
Yeah. So why not get fit together? That's if that's what you want to look good being naked. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm fine. Okay. So I want to get into we talked about keeping your options open and stuff. So during quarantine, these past couple of months, there's this site which is called OnlyFans, and a lot of us know what that is. But for those who don't, the OnlyFans is a site where you can create an account, and it's where you can post pictures, some type of media on it, and a lot of people use it to earn money, to make a profit from it. So, recently it has become popular, and a lot of women, not just women, but some men, have used it to post pornographic pictures
Mm.
to, earn money. So here's the thing. I wanna break this stigma because a lot of people think OnlyFans is used just for that. And that's what you see a lot of. I'm not knocking those who do that. People are grown. They can make that choice if they want to use it for that if they want. But the thing is, OnlyFans can also be used to, if you're a singer, right? You can use OnlyFans for exclusive content for your followers or fans. And I think a lot of people don't see it that way. You can actually use that as a tool to reach to your followers and show that you appreciate them by allowing them to have exclusive content, make them feel special, to where other people can't access that unless they have to pay. They have to pay for it in order to access that exclusive content. So I think that I'm just thinking on a business mindset that people can use OnlyFans for that, for business purposes. If you're a singer or I look at it as that would be good for if you're in the music industry. And I can't think of any. I guess if you're an artist, maybe you can show exclusive artwork. I'm just thinking. Yeah, you can use it for that. But so my question is, would you be okay if your partner had an OnlyFans page, and then you met someone, right? And you didn't. They told you they had one. How would you feel? And this is after what I just said.
I would say I initially would not be okay with it, only because from what I had known from it to be, I only knew about it as being used for pornography. I just learned from you, see, that it was actually used for other things. But I'm guessing because, pornography is something that's so worldwide now, where people are basically promoting it, and this is a world that we live in now where people are very high on about sex and everything. So I guess that would be the highlight of what it's used for. But if she was using it for some other business purpose, then of course that's fine. But of course, if she's using it for pornography, then of course not. I wouldn't be a part of that. For those of you who hadn't heard on the first episode, I am a man of God, so I couldn't be a part of that. But that would not be something good. That would not be a good look. I don't think so. But no.
Yeah, you're right.
Someone that's involved with OnlyFans and they're using it for pornography, basically, in my opinion, this is my opinion, but it's, to me, that's almost like prostitution, in my opinion, because you're selling your body and everybody sees it. I just can't see how you can be with somebody who everybody basically sees what you got. Let me just say it like that. So no, I would have no way, shape, or form a part of that. But business purposes, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't date a guy who has an OnlyFans because, first of all, it's for my eyes only. Your goodies is for my eyes only. That's how I look at it. However, that's just me. But there's also, such thing. Well, there are also couples who are married who has who has a account. Yes, for example, a lot of you know Erica Mena is married to Safari, who's the rapper. He actually used to create music, or was the songwriter for Nicki Minaj. Anyways, just to give a background on that, but they have their own OnlyFans page, and they're married. Now, that's something different. Like, I wouldn't even, personally, I wouldn't do it, even, especially if I'm married. That's definitely, that can lead to other things, So I would prefer not to have one. I mean, if you're single, dude, that's you. It's not my business. If that's what you want to do.
Your personal life.
that's that's other people's choice.
Mm.
I personally will not do it though, or for those purposes. But I would use it for business purposes. Uh, that's my how I feel about that. You want to add?
Yeah, I probably would. I would say I probably wouldn't use OnlyFans even for business purposes, because like I said, I initially only knew about it because people was talking about it with pornography and everything, and I heard that pornography was going around and people have been using it for those reasons. And that's the first thing that pops in most people's heads when you say I have an OnlyFans page. So for that reason alone, I wouldn't put my business in that same area.
I guess to each their own.
Mhm.
That's how I can sum this up. But let's. This is the biggest question we have that we want to to explore on because people have mentioned this. What?
Should you delete all your social media platforms just to keep your
Yes.
relationship?
After all we've explained or our points, should you? Would you?
If someone asked you, your spouse or significant other, if they asked you to delete it for all of those purposes that we just mentioned in the first and second episode, would you be willing to do it? Should you be willing to do it? I personally wouldn't see necessarily a problem with it. My social media is kind of it's playful, but it has ministry on there. It has some serious things on there. So mine isn't necessarily. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but if somebody felt uncomfortable with social media, just period, I could see where they was coming from. Just to be out of the mindset of just being having your head in social media. Sometimes I think your mind can be almost it's like two different worlds, being in social media and being in the real world. So I can definitely see how somebody could ask you that question, but I certainly at the same time wouldn't see how it's necessary if the person is using social media in a good hearted way.
Yeah, so I I agree with you about how it's the way you use social media, right? So you can use like you say you have ministry on yours is playful. We have ministry on yours. On my social media, I have my I have like I love dancing, so you can see some of my dance routine, and I post memes or whatever. But okay, so personally, I have a little story. So personally, this happened to me where I was actually dating someone. We was together for a while. He kept saying he asked me a couple times, would you delete your social media for me? And I because he thought I was addicted to social media. I'm not. I don't think I'm addicted. I'm just very active on mine. But I told him no. Here's the thing, because other than me sharing my posting dance routines and stuff, I actually want to keep mine so that I can contact my family, some of my family members, because I don't see all of them. So I have my Facebook just for that, and then some of my family members are on my Instagram. So that's the reason why I wouldn't want to delete it, and also for business purposes as well, like our podcast. we need it to promote it. How else will we do it unless we go we do it old school and send flyers, like create flyers and then like put it on people's dashboard on their cars, or you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, like who
The
does
windshield of people cars.
Yeah, windshield.
I remember that. Used to come outside and there's a paper in your windshield talking about somebody's business.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, social media is convenient. It's fast, first of all, convenient, and it goes out to everyone. It's out there, especially if you have a business. So I would not delete my social media. You can save that for someone else, not for me. So if you feel like you can say that to me, yeah, I'm not the one. Sorry.
So, looking at everything that we have talked about, my personal opinion about social media, I think it's all in the way that you use it, how you're looking at it, what your mind state is. You know who you are, you know your character, you know if you have self control about yourself, you know if you can keep a healthy relationship with someone else or a significant other, if you can stay away from temptation. Can you use social media for your business? Can you use it to grow? Can you use it to have other people in your circle and build yourself and grow yourself and mold yourself and have other connections, build connections with people? Are you using it in a positive light, or are you on there just scanning? If you are just on there scanning, there's nothing wrong with that, but can you scan without being tempted? That's my opinion on that.
Nice. I agree with everything you said. I have nothing else to add to that. What I want to add is a motto that I want to leave everyone with. That don't let social media use you. You use social media. How about that? Yeah. That's.
You post your comments on Instagram and Facebook. Give us your feedback on what your opinion is on social media. Is it positive or is it negative for a relationship? Catch us on our next episode of CJ Honesty.
All right.